Me doing the work isn't the problem. I'm going to get it done. I needed someone to guide me, and that's what you did. No one's paying me to say this. This guy's the best mentor of all time. He's crazy. Like, I'm just a normal kid, and he literally single-handedly changed my life. I called more people in 2 weeks than most people call in 2 months.
And that's the key. That's all.
If you saw what it took to get where you're at before you started, you probably wouldn't do it. Nothing about an entrepreneur is sunshine and rainbow. Nothing.
It's so much easier for Luca to go to college and just do school. It's so much easier to just go get a 9-to-5. It's so much easier to drive a regular car. And that's why most people do it. It's easier to quit. Luca!
Yep, feeling good.
For everybody who's watching this podcast, first of all, welcome to another episode of Certified Closers. We have our guy, John Luca, the absolute closer of the year. Luca started working with me, I think, when did you start working with me? Like December?
Beginning of December, yeah.
Beginning of December, and has crushed it ever since. How old are you, bro?
18.
18 fucking years old. And when I tell y'all, this is probably going to be one of my favorite podcasts I ever put out because y'all are going to hear it. Luca is a dog. For all the other wholesalers out there that think that, oh, they close deals or they put in the work, no one outworks Luca. He is a 18-year-old who says he likes college. He's just not planning.
Hell no.
Never mind. He
don't like college.
All right. What the hell is out the window? He was going through college whenever I met him. We got him into wholesale real estate, and now he is absolutely crushing it. Luca, before we even get into the whole story of the thousands of dollars that you've made so far, let's talk about what you were doing before you even got into wholesale real estate.
Yeah, I mean, I was just a normal high school kid. A year ago, played soccer. Been playing soccer my whole life, and then went to college this year. Hated it. I've always hated school. Knew it wasn't for me, and I needed some way out. Whatever the case may have been. I didn't have to be passionate about it. All I wanted was money.
How was the feeling of like going through college, even though you knew you didn't want to be there? What was that like?
It just sucks because that's not meant for you, but you have people who will force things upon you that you don't want to do. But instead of sitting there and complaining, oh, my life's so bad, I'm in college, I made a change. I started getting money. I wasn't going to sit there and complain about my situation.
Now, I remember when I had first started talking to you, you were in a dorm room. I think you even had roommates that were around you. And you bro, they're not really doing anything. I'm like the only entrepreneur in all you have is yourself. What is it like being like this black sheep? Like, you want more, but you're surrounded by everybody who's following that rat race.
Yep. I mean, there's no easy way around it. It sucks. You got to live in that lonely space and just grind through it because there's no one that's coming to save you. No one in your ear telling you got to do better. It's just you versus you every day. And, the people around you aren't going to understand that. And you have to operate on a different level. If you don't want to be like them, you can't be like them. Wake up at 11 o'clock and scroll TikTok till 2. That's not how it works.
Literally, bro. And the fact that you were able to find this out at 18, bro, I guarantee you there's 30-year-olds that are watching this right now that still scroll through TikTok till 2 a.m. and still trying to get their life together, right? So the fact that you were able to get this so young, I really say that, bro, you're the chosen one. You got that tap on the shoulder that most people don't get to wake up and know that there's more, and you made it happen. Now, did you try anything before you got into wholesale real estate? Drop shipping, trading, anything else like that?
So this summer, I worked at a supermarket making $10 an hour as a cashier. And in between people coming up in line, I was like, dude, I can't keep doing this. I would work 6 hours. The end of the week, I'm getting $120. What the hell am I going to do with $120, dude? And I was like, dude, I got to do something. I just honestly didn't know what. So I did AI drop shipping, like an AI custom built store. Okay. I tried to customize, make a TikTok profile and tried to monetize it for views. And I was like, look, I want something where you can just give me the blueprint. I can follow it step for step because me doing the work isn't the problem. I'm going to get it done. It's a matter. I needed someone to guide me. And that's what you did.
Love that, brother. So you come across wholesale real estate. Why wholesale real estate?
Because what I loved about it was even if you don't get paid every day, when you do get paid, it's a serious amount of money.
Fact check.
That's what excited me the most, to give the honest answer.
Yeah. That's literally the same reason I got into it because I was doing drop shipping and everyone knows drop shipping profit margins aren't that well. So I was like, bro, how do I get big checks consistently? And real estate was the only way to do that. So you made the right choice getting into real estate. But the reason you got in was you wanted bigger checks, even though you didn't get paid every day.
Yeah, like a $20 sale on a dropshipping store didn't excite me at all.
How'd you even find wholesale real estate?
Just my whole For You page was Andrew Tate, entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So of course, some things stumble across your page, and I was like, one of those videos make 20,000 in a month, and I saw your ad with like the cat or something. I clicked it. I don't know what made me do it, but thank the Lord, because no one's paying me to say this. This guy's the best mentor of all time. He's crazy. Like, I'm just a normal kid, and he literally single-handedly changed my life. And no one's paying me to say this, by the way.
I appreciate that, brother, but we're going to get into it. You're the one who changed your life. I just gave you the resources, bro. Like, you literally are the person who put everything together, even though you went through so much bullshit, bro. So much. Y'all are going to hear what Luca went through, right? More bullshit than the average wholesaler, and he still made it work. Right. So you come across my page. What's your thoughts? What's the first thing you're thinking whenever you come across my page? I've heard so many things. I've heard scammer.
That's not me. That's not me. I'm not the type to think everything is a scam.
Okay.
I believe what I see on the internet. There are people on the internet making money.
Yeah.
The thing I liked about you is you didn't have a crazy following at the time. So it wasn't like I would never get a hold of you.
Yeah.
Like some of these other gurus that charge $6,000, you never hear from them.
Never fucking hear from them, bro. They literally just disappear. And like, we'll get into that later. So I remember you had got on the call. You were in your dorm room, bro. At the time, you didn't even show your whole face. You only showed like your eyes and up, right? Like, you were like not showing your face on the camera. I'm like, all right, whatever. We started talking, and you're in soccer at the time, right? You're in college. You're in soccer. You're a freshman, right?
Yep.
You're in soccer. And I've shown you the whole blueprint. I said, this is what we're going to do. Day 1, we're doing this. Week 2, we're doing this. Month 1, we're doing this. And you're just like, you're so like nonchalant. You're like, all right, cool, man. I think I want to do it. And I was like, all right, bro, you ready to get started? And you're just like, well, if I lose this soccer game, I'll join. What's the story on that?
Yeah. So the thing is, when I wanted to start this, I wanted to do it full in. I'm not someone who's going to, half-ass something.
Yeah.
So we had a game, and if we lost, our season was over. If we didn't, it probably would have lasted, another week. Mm-hmm. And thank God we lost. Honestly, if I wasn't at college, this wouldn't have happened. Because if I was at home and like they heard me talking to some stranger and like my parents barged in, this never would have worked.
Why is that?
Because I'm sure you're going to bring it up later, but my parents get a job, go to college, be a slave, blah, 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 and that was never happening. Never.
So growing up in this household, the entire time your parents are pushing, go to college, go to college, go to college.
100%. They still will. Even if I make 150 grand this year, I'm still going to have to go to college. But I mean, I'll probably end up doing online school, so I have more time for this. But it's about the education. Like, here's what I'll tell you, right? I paid you however much I paid you, a couple grand, right? And you gave me the blueprint to never go broke again. If I have a phone and a laptop, a couple grand. And yet there's people who pay 200 grand to learn from the teacher that makes 50 grand a year. I paid you what? Couple grand?
Crazy, bro.
50. You spent 200 grand to learn from an idiot.
Literally, bro.
Use your head, man.
Literally, bro. People are just like,
this is some random dude on Instagram on the other side of the country.
Literally, bro.
But you'll go to school? Mm-hmm. Why? You don't. School's a scam. Don't go to school.
Don't go to school. The complete opposite of what parents are saying.
Exactly.
Most teens in your position, they just like kind of put their back against the wall and they're just like, all right, I got to go to school. This is what parents are telling me. They never rebel. You did the opposite. What was your experience going that route?
Look, I mean, dude, it sucks. Besides you, I mean, you have no one for a period of time. You're just grinding in the shadows, trying to make something happen to prove them all wrong. And you have no one on your side. It's just you. I didn't give a shit what they said. I don't care what they programmed me to do. I'm not an idiot. My eyes are open to the real world. I know what it takes to, get rich, and it's not going to happen by going to college, listen to some reject that makes $2 grand a month, and then go on Indeed and apply for a job. It was never happening.
What advice do you have for the kid where his parents are like, you're going to college, you're getting a 9 to 5, there's no other choice. you're going the route that we all took and you're not going to change it? Like how do they even, where do they start?
Yeah, you gotta trust your gut. You gotta like these things aren't put in your head for no reason. You can't go off what they tell you. You have to do you at some point. And if you're gonna be someone else's I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, someone else's little bitch, then what the hell are you doing? I couldn't live with myself. I was some normal dude because just sitting in traffic, going to a job I hate and putting on a fake smile and be miserable for 8 hours just to do it again the next day was never possible. And why do I get results? Why? Because I was so disgusted. The thought of that job thing, traffic, it disgusts me. And that's why I operated in a way where I made sure it'll never happen.
Ever. Luca, you're 18 years old. You would never have a job ever again. Ever. Like that's in the past now. Do you understand that? Fucking crazy, bro. So you're like, all right, I got to lose the soccer game. Because if you lose the soccer game, you're going to go all in on wholesale real estate. Here was the other thing. From my understanding, your bank account was connected to your parents' bank account. So they could see what you were spending stuff on, right?
Not connected, but like they see it on the app. They have mine, you know.
Yeah. They could see it on that, right? And before you got in, you knew that your parents would know if you bought my mentorship. You already knew that dad was completely against it.
Hell no.
What was mom's thoughts on it when you first brought it up to her?
I could bring up some texts right now. You know, he's some young guy on the internet. He's trying to take your money. I didn't care. I didn't care if I went down to zero. I've been down to zero probably 3 times. I don't care if I lose everything. I just need to know that I tried.
Yeah. Mom gives you the green light to go.
No, there was no green light. I did.
No green light?
No green light. You texted me. I gave you the money and that was that. They said they didn't approve it. I didn't give a shit. What was I going to do? Go to college? Go to class? Hell no.
So now you get into the program. You're working with me. And I remember World War III, from my understanding on outside looking in, World War III goes on in your household. What happened, bro? I still don't know the full story. What's going on in the household? Not to give out too much information of your family, but what's going on in this household after you join my mentorship and trying to change your life?
I was at college at the time, right? But I still would go home every weekend. But like when I joined, I was at the dorm. So, you know, I'm getting texts. I'm getting flooded with calls. What are you doing? You're an idiot. He's going to take your money. He's going to scam you. Like, these are the type of people, like, they thought when I joined you, like, you'd take, like, my social security number or something. Like, anything on the internet, some random dude, I knew no matter what it wasn't going to fly. But I had to just do it. Because, Roy, I'll tell you a story. I don't know if you even remember this.
I don't.
So I wanted to start this after soccer. I didn't know that it would end up, you know, actually change my life. So I called you in the summer. You called me in the summer. I remember. It was in the summer and you were like, Luca, I'll give you a couple months. And I was like, yeah, all right, whatever this guy's talking about. I never thought I would actually call back. And then 3 months later, you called me when I was taking some useless test. I remember some random number, 2 calls. And I call you. Thank God it was a random number. Thank God I answered. Or called back. I don't know what made me do it, but thank the Lord Jesus. I called you back. And then, yeah, we set up that thing for a couple weeks later. And then this guy's a hell of a salesman. Whatever pitch he gave me to join, yo, there was not a second thought of not joining.
Bro, it wasn't even a pitch. Everyone thinks something.
Bro, and that's why this guy closes so many deals.
I literally get on the call and I'm just like, so like, this is what I do. And this is how I do it. And you're going to make a lot of money. And I have the results to prove it. And I've done it myself. I still do it. And that's how I know you're going to do it. And literally, I told you on the call, I was just like, I don't have a system. I don't have a blueprint. I don't have anything that's magical. I just do the business and it works for me. So if you just copy what I do, it should work for you too. It's just 2 + 2 = 4. That's simple as that. So you get into wholesale real estate. I remember first month, you start like out the gate, you're getting leads. I think you got a contract first month, right?
Yeah. So I got a contract around the week of like Christmas.
Okay.
So yeah, that was the first contract.
I pull your market, I pull your list. You start hopping out the gate, getting leads, getting contracts. What was it like getting on the phone for the first time? Because you're a closer now, but you used to suck. But you're a closer now. What was it like getting on the phone for the first time? Yeah,
it feels weird just calling random people. I was shit, but I wasn't one of those people that overanalyzed. Should I word it this way? Should I word it this way? No, it's literally, hi, my name. Do you want to sell your goddamn house? None of this BS. Like, hey, is this blank? Sorry, out of the blue. Like, it's quick, in and out. They say no, hang up, done.
Yeah.
And too many people are just slow. They're slow up here.
They are. They are.
The way they operate, there's no intent.
I know that. in our program, there's still some people that are scared to get on the phones, and it's like it's holding them back from living their dream lifestyle. What do you got to say to the people that are still scared to get on the phones?
Okay, so let's say this. You're scared to talk to someone who you're never going to see in your life. You're never going to hear from them again. I'd rather be scared than go clock in for boss Steve. That's scary. That's scary.
So scary, bro. So scary.
That's what's scary.
Living paycheck to paycheck is scary, bro. Never getting to travel the world is scary, bro. Being stuck in one city, that's scary. Getting on the phones, bro, this is nuts.
I didn't care. I mean, I was shit. You get better naturally, but I didn't analyze everything. Just one day I wasn't as shit.
You wake up, you start getting on the phones. One day you're not as shit, and you get your first contract signed. Let's talk about the bullshit that happens after that. You get your first contract signed, start looking for a buyer. What happens after?
It was a really good deal. It was locked up at a great price. That's another thing we'll talk about, people locking up shit deals. But so there were squatters in there, so they needed time to get evicted. So I couldn't get buyers in there. So I set the contract out for 30 days. I probably should have done 45. So I didn't get buyers in there till the eviction was up. And at that point, there was 10 days till the closing. And we couldn't get in touch with the squatters. We left them notes, my photographer, because I tried to get photos in the beginning. Couldn't get anyone in there. And then they went to court for the eviction. They got evicted. This is like the 14th of January. The closing date was the 27th. And probably had 8 to 12 people walk it as soon as it was vacant. And then here comes the BS. Low offers, shitty offers. It needs this. It needs this. I had one dude, and if he's watching this, screw you. He went to the house and he's like, man, it needs a lot of work. I'm not even going to go inside. Do you like money? Like, what is wrong with you? You drove there just to not go inside. You're supposed to be an investor. You buy ugly houses. Like, are you an idiot? Anyway, so I'm getting these shitty offers. I could have made probably like $8,000. I go to the seller. He likes me, obviously, because I talk to him like a human. I don't read off a script. And I was like, yo, I need it at 49. Okay, got it. Got it at 49. Got an offer at 61. Was about to sign. Got a call. Got an offer at 67. Supposed to be $18,000. Sent it to title. The title company's got their thumb up their ass. They're not working. And then I true people searched the lady working at the title company because the closing date was supposed to be tomorrow. I'm like, yeah, we good? And then she's like, yeah, we didn't finish the search yet. And then they do the search and they get back to me with this thing that I've never heard of. And I'm like, dude, you gotta be kidding me. So I'm borderline broke at this point. I only have so much money left to spend. So this deal's
how much exactly did you have in your bank account? Just curious.
When that was set to close, maybe low hundreds and something in like the 3 to 4.
Okay.
That still hasn't closed yet. It's set to close in the month of May, along with another deal for $12,000. So it should be another $30K month in May. But like at that point, I'm like, shit, dude, I have no money left. How am I going to be able to do this? I need another deal quick. So I'm sitting there like, oh shit, I need something. I go to the podium, call everybody that's ever been in there, and it's a decent deal locked up. It was easy because it was already vacant, and I got it under contract on a Monday, and it was assigned by Wednesday. And then I got paid maybe 10 days later, $5,500. I know. I'll never do a deal that small again. I'm not proud of it. I could have made 10.
You made $5,500 from your bedroom with your laptop.
Yeah, but listen to this. I got an offer the next day that would have made me 10. So I'm running out of money. This guy's like, I have this deal that you sent me or another deal. You have to give me an answer by tonight. I was like, all right, whatever. So $5,500. Of course, I get a call the next day for 44. I had it under contract for 34. Anyway, got the money from that. And then, so after that, I got 4 properties under contract on the same street with the same seller. It was in the hood. It wasn't a shit deal. I don't lock up shit deals, but it was in the hood. So you have to find a certain type of person that would want it. My photographer's like, yo, I probably know the guy for this. I had it at 86. He went and got a buyer at 125. So we split. We both made 19.5. Got funded 2 days ago for that one. And that was pretty much the easiest deal I've ever done.
Bring it back. You said 19.5 so casually. You mean $19,000 and $500?
Yeah, that's like a normal deal though for wholesale. It's not something to like be proud of.
And you're 18 years old. How much did you spend on the list?
$200.
$200. Your dollar cost $140. Okay. That's interesting. And it took you how long to lock up the deal? Let's say total hours, talking to the seller, talking to the buyer, working the deal all the way until it's assigned. How many hours?
An hour and a half.
Oh, Luca, there's not another industry. There's literally not another industry where you can do that, bro. You made $19,000 with $200, max $340 with an hour of your time from your laptop from your phone. You weren't outside in the heat on top of a roof doing anything crazy like a construction and all that. You literally did it in your bedroom, chilling. And your freshman year of college, right?
Yep.
And it's your freshman year of college, bro. What makes you different from the other wholesalers? Because there's a lot of wholesalers that aren't as successful as fast as you, bro. Like, as soon as you join, bro, you start locking up deals and getting a bunch of leads. What's the difference between the person who's been doing this for 3 years and doesn't have a deal and you?
I will say this. I don't want people to watch this and get the misconception that, I made one phone call, worked 1 hour a day. I don't want people to get that misconception. But the difference, like, you need to understand, yes, it is a long game. Don't try to rush yourself too much to the point you go crazy. I got to get paid this. I mean, that's what I did and it worked.
Yeah.
But it'll drive you crazy. Oh, I got to get paid this week. I got to get paid this week. Just put in the work, make the calls. Don't waste time on BS, fantasizing over one lead. Like, make the call, close the lead, find a buyer. If no one wants it within the first 2 days, back out. Stop wasting your time. You know how many people in the group, they'll get a shit deal that no one's ever going to touch, and they'll have it under contract for 28 days. They're like, yo, I've taken off cold calling for 28 days to try to dispo this. And then they bring other people into it to dispo their terrible deal and waste their time. So I think the difference is it was impossible with the amount of hours I put in to not get anything. The amount of calls, that's the only difference. That's the only difference. The amount of calls I made, guaranteed, I call more in 2 weeks than people call in 2 months. In the group, guaranteed.
Can you repeat that one more time for me? Just one more time.
I called more people in 2 weeks than most people call in 2 months.
And that's the key. That's all.
That's all it is.
Oh.
Quicker you get through lists, the quicker you talk to more people, the more people you talk to, the more leads. Like, that's all it is.
Here's the thing. Some people are weak-minded, and that's the difference between me and you, right? We're very strong-minded. I'm curious, what was your motivation, though? What kept you going? Because a lot of people give up and just don't have what it takes to push through those hard times. What made you keep going?
If I gave up, what would that mean? I go back to living a normal existence, being a peasant? That's all. If I gave up, what else? I'd go back to being normal. I'd accept mediocrity? Never. So I don't give a shit how long it took.
Yeah.
And I didn't come up with an excuse. Yeah, there's some days, and if you're going to start this, you're going to know. There's some days where you just feel like you're cursed is the word I would use. But you just got to throw that victim mentality out the window, and it's going to suck. Because here's my thing. Whenever it sucked, and it sucks, it still sucks. There's still days that suck. It still sucks 90% of the time. But when you win, it wouldn't feel as good if you didn't go through that struggle. I love the struggle.
At all, bro. And like, I'll be honest with you, that's just entrepreneurship. It's just hard. So for anybody who's watching this and you think that entrepreneurship is sunshine and rainbows, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, I say this to everybody. Yeah. 99% of you, please go to LinkedIn and apply for a job, because you're not going to last. If your head isn't so mentally strong, don't even do this, because the amount of shit you have to go through up here and then you're down here, like the amount of mental suffering you're going to have to go through to win, for a lot of you, it's not worth it. I've seen this before. If you saw what it took to get where you're at before you started, you probably wouldn't do it. Nothing about an entrepreneur is sunshine and rainbow. Nothing.
At all.
Like you'll see me, 18-year-old made $20,000, but do you see what came with that?
Yeah.
Do you see the arguments that arise from that, the people you lost from that, the sacrifice you had to make for that, giving up your childhood for that? Is it really worth it to you? If you did a day in the life of me, would that be what you want to do? Probably not.
I'm curious. I know you had a lot of people against you whenever you were starting. What was it like sacrificing these people that you grew up with, people that you love and actually care about, just so you can make this dream happen? And you're confused because like you just want what's best for you, and you're confused on why they don't want the same thing. But like, what is that like, sacrificing those people?
I'll say this is going to sound really selfish, but I only gave a shit about myself. And that's what you have to do if it's a couple months, couple years till you get to that point where you can provide. But even still, I only care about myself.
And it comes in seasons, right? Luca, the last thing I want you to do, I don't want you to have the misconception, right? And I say this because I fell into it too. It was just like, I need to have everyone out of my life. Get away from me. Get away from me. Do not talk to me. And it's a trap that you fall in whenever you're watching these online people like Mosey or was it Andrew Tate, because that's what they say to do. There is a healthier way. And I do think it does work, but do it in seasons. Do it in seasons. For 6 months, if you need to be alone, you need to cut everyone off. do it. But still make that time to spend time with family, spend time with loved ones, take a little ease back and enjoy what you've built, bro. You made $20,000. Enjoy that $20,000. Why? Because you're gonna make it again and again and again and again. And it's gonna keep coming back. So don't have a scarcity mindset that that's the only 20,000 that you're gonna make. You're gonna make millions of dollars. So yeah, bro. Making that sacrifice though, that's the hardest thing because you have a lot of people who see you one way, and whenever they see you changing, it's almost like you're like offending them. And then your vibration gets higher, right? And they can feel your vibration getting higher. They can feel you growing. And it kills them on the inside, bro. It kills
I love
them.
it.
They're
I love
sad, bro. It kills them. So the best thing you can do is you just gotta say, hey, I gotta be alone. I gotta cut you off for this time being, and I'll see you later. Now that you've closed on $20,000, you close another 5,000, you have another 12,000 closing, and then you have another what closing soon?
18.
Another 18. Was it worth it?
I love that question. I would say for the average person, probably not. You should probably go to Walgreens, put the hat on, work there. For me, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Just the feeling, it's not even about the money. It's about the pride and the way people respect you, the way people treat you. So for me, it's worth it because if I didn't do this, like I said, I could never be Mr. Average Joe or any of that. So yeah, I was willing to sacrifice it all.
Luca. You know what's so crazy? It's so much easier for Luca to go to college and just do school. It's so much easier to just go get a 9-to-5. It's so much easier to drive a regular car. So much easier to live in a regular apartment. It's so much easier to go the regular route. And that's why most people do it. It's easier. It's easier to quit. It's easier to just not go to the gym. So much easier. So if you're someone who's looking to take the easy route, do that. You should. It's so much easier. We're not saying this is easy at all. It's very hard.
Yeah.
There's only a few of us out there.
And that's I want to say for the people at home, the people that are like me, the hustlers, you're going to want to give up. You're going to want to quit. It's going to be terrible. And it's going to feel like everything's going against you. If you learn how to thrive in those moments and just be patient, your time will come. You did not put in all this work for no reason. If you give up, God's going to challenge you. There's going to be points where he tries to get you to give up. And if you get through that time and time and time again, and it's just a non-negotiable, then if you never quit, then how are you going to lose? You can't lose if you don't quit.
It's impossible. So it's worth it. You're closing these deals. What advice do you have